I'm Pastor Aaron Harris, and this video is about the key for you to unlock immediate financial blessings. In this video, you'll learn what's stopping you from receiving your financial blessings and what you can do to start being blessed financially. I'm gonna give you a step-by-step guide on what you could start doing today. And if you watch this video till the end and apply the principles, then you will be blessed financially. But before we dive into these practical steps, let's take a second to answer the question of what is a blessing? When many people consider the concept of blessings, our minds usually drift towards tangible material possessions. It's common to hear expressions of gratitude for blessings for like a car or a home, but it's important to dive deeper into the essence of what it truly means to be blessed. Blessings transcend mere physical or material gifts. They represent a profound state of being, an ongoing experience rather than a one-time event. Consider the difference between receiving a blessing and being blessed. Receiving a blessing might refer to a one-time event when you receive something. Maybe you moved into a home, or you bought a new car, or you got a raise or a promotion on your job, or you got a new job and you feel like I am blessed, and you are joyful and happy as you should be. However, when you're in a state of being blessed, it elevates this concept to a continuous experience. It's a perpetual cycle of favor where God's favor is on you and over you. It's not just one isolated event that happens to you, but instead it's something that you walk in consistently, that's always present, and you have it each and every day. You have God's grace, His favor, and His provision. The practical steps for receiving financial blessings can be found in the timeless principle of asking, seeking, and knocking. These principles offer a spiritual framework for you to open yourself up to financial blessings. The first step that you need to take to be blessed financially is to ask with a purpose. The Bible talks about you have not because you ask not. And so what we need to do is we need to be willing to ask. But before you can ask for something, you need to know what you're asking for. So before you can even ask, you have to create a financial vision of where you see yourself in the future. What type of home do you see yourself living in? What type of car do you see yourself driving? What type of income do you see yourself having each and every month? Once you have a financial vision for your future, then you have to make sure that your financial vision is not about personal gain, that it's not just about what you can get for yourself. If you're gonna go and you're gonna pray and you're gonna ask God for something, then you shouldn't say, God, please give me $1 billion so I can just go build a mega mansion. Instead, what you should do is you should look at it and you should say, God, I want you to bless me so that I can have the ability to bless others. When you have financial gifts, what it allows you to do is not only give to others, but you can give to churches and nonprofits, and you can help build up your community. Remember that the reason you are blessed is so that you can be a blessing to others. As you approach God with your financial request, it's not just about merely voicing your desires, but really what it's about is you having faith and you aligning faith with your purpose. And so your prayer should be specific, where you're praying for specific things that you want. Your prayer should also be realistic, meaning that you're not just praying that God drops $1 million out of the sky into your home, but instead that you're looking at tangible ways that you can go out and you can make happen what you ask for in your prayer. So you have to be willing to put in the work, and then after that you have to pray and trust God that everything will work out. Asking with a purpose is a great place to start. But if you want to be blessed financially, you can't stop there. The next critical step that you have to take is to seek. Seeking is an active process. It goes beyond praying and hoping that things will go well. What seeking does is it starts to put your faith into action. If faith is the foundation of a building, then seeking is you putting up the structure. So what does this look like in practical terms? What seeking looks like in practical terms is it looks like you educating yourself about finances. It's surprising how many people want their finances to grow, but they do not want to learn more about finance. You need to educate yourself on personal finance. You need to be financially literate so that you can make wise investments, so that you can learn how to gain more money. And if you want to start a business or anything like that, then you need to make sure that you know your numbers. And so now is not a time to sit back and say, I'll just have someone else manage my money for me. If you really want to be wealthy, if you really want to grow financially, then you have to put in the work to begin learning the information. Seeking means being proactive and not being reactive. You should be proactive, meaning that you're going out and that you're making things happen. So you're networking for better opportunities, you're building relationships with the right people that's helping to teach you about money and finance, you're reading books about personal finance, you're listening to podcasts, you're watching YouTube videos such as the videos on my YouTube page, which are all about financial literacy. But whatever you're doing, you're going and you're educating yourself. Seeking brings you closer and closer to your goal, because instead of just sitting down and waiting for something to happen, you're actively searching for answers, for things that will help you to be able to reach your financial goals. You're making sure that you're financially literate and doing the things that you can do so that you can get ahead financially. Having asked with purpose and sought out our knowledge, now we've arrived at the crucial stage of knocking. Knock and the door will be open unto you. Seeking was all about gaining knowledge, but knocking is all about using wisdom, the practical application of what you learn. Wisdom is turning knowledge into action. Think of knocking as putting your financial literacy to the test. It's one thing to know about how to budget, how to save, how to invest, and it's a whole nother thing to go and actually budget, save, and invest wisely. And so what you need to think of is knocking as taking your theories and the principles that you've learned when you were seeking and actually going and putting them into practice, turning them into tangible financial practices that can help you to be able to make more money. Knocking is the stage where your financial vision, your dreams, your plan, your strategy, it all starts to work together. If seeking was you going out and getting tools for your toolkit, then knocking is you going and actually building the building. So knocking is you stepping out on faith and you going and building that business that you've been thinking about, for making that investment that you wanted to make, for sticking to that budget that you need to stick to, for saving the amount of money that you need for a down payment. And remember, knocking is about continuous effort. Usually people will not answer the first time that you knock. When you're starting a business, when you want to be successful financially, it usually will not work out the first time. But if you just keep with persistence and you keep knocking and knocking and knocking, you knock until all the walls fall down, till you break free, and until you have the financial resources that you envisioned yourself having. So the key to you being blessed financially is you asking, you seeking, and you knocking. You need to ask, but before you ask, you need to have the right vision and the right intentions. After you ask, you don't stop there, but you have to continue seeking. You have to search out answers, get as much knowledge as you can, but knowledge alone will not take you anywhere. After that, you have to knock. You have to put that knowledge into practice, and you have to go out and actually do what you have been praying about and do what you have been learning about. So if you enjoyed this video, then I want you to watch my other videos on my page, which are all about financial literacy and will help you to be able to build wealth so that you can be blessed financially.